Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on from which part of the world you are connected in. Welcome to Les Roches International School of Hotel Management. My name is Carolina Pastor. I'm the digital marketing specialist for Les Roches, and I've been in touch already with many of you through our Facebook group for new students. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you all for having been accepted to start your hospitality. And also to thank you for having chosen our school. And well, today's session will be about your first week on campus, the arrival process, all the last minute things that you should keep in mind before coming to Les Roches. And of course, we are here to reply to any questions that you have. I hope you see the three of us well and you can hear us. If there is any technical problem or you have any problem seeing the presentation or hearing us, please let us know. And as well as if you have any questions. So we have two fantastic guest speakers with us today that I will introduce in a few seconds. So that's your opportunity to post all the questions that you have, and since they are the specialists in Les Roches. And you can use, as you will see on your right side of the screen, there is a chat box. So feel free to post any questions that you have there, either during the presentation or at the end of the presentation. We will stay here for a while in case there are still some pending questions that you have. Without further ado, I'm gonna introduce our guest speakers today. So first we have Dmitry Prosyanik, who's a BBA student. He's about to start his last semester now. Coming from Russia, although he's right now, I think, in beautiful Spain, enjoying holidays. So I'm very thankful for him and as well as for Patrick to take some time out of their holidays to join us today. So thank you very much, Dmitry. I don't know if you want to say a few words to the people joining us today to introduce you a bit more.
Sure, my name is Dmitry. I'm from Russia. I just finished BBA 6 and I'm going for my next semester. I'm going to be my last semester on BBA 7. And welcome everyone. I'm glad that you're with us and we're here to answer all of your questions.
Thank you, Dmitry. And last but not least, we have Patrick Walsh with us. He's a BBA alumnus. He graduated in 2015. And he happens to be one of your future classmates for those of you who are about to start the MBA and also, well, any other program you will see here around on campus when you arrive in a couple of weeks too. He's from Ireland, and well, he will be sharing some of his experiences and tips with you today. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Carolina, for the nice introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick. I'm from Ireland. I did my BBA in Les Roches and with a specialisation in finance, and I liked it so much I decided to come back and do my MBA this coming semester, so starting in 2 weeks' time. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer your questions, and the very best of luck to you in the coming semester.
And Patrick, just as a curiosity, how did you end up studying hospitality? Because we were just briefly talking about it before. He happens to be, to come from a hospitality family, kind of.
Sure. So basically, my brother studied hotel management, and I came out to Les Roches for his graduation, and I decided. There and then I decided why not study hospitality. It's in a great location in Les Roches in Switzerland, of all places, and I just decided that after high school it seemed like such an incredible place. He really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed my BBA. So that was kind of just the main reason behind choosing Les Roches, and why I'm coming back to my MBA also.
Well, so glad to have you here and to have you back in a few weeks' time too. So first I'm going to start giving a brief overview on what we will be talking about today. So we will start by talking about life in Switzerland for you to get an idea of how it is here, especially those of you who haven't visited the country yet. Also, we will talk about the life on campus, the classroom, well, the classes, the extracurricular activities that you can participate in. We will also explain what the arrival process will be like, as well as the check-in on campus. And we will end up by giving you some information on how to stay connected to us and start making friends if you haven't done so yet. So, life in Switzerland. I'm hearing some background noise. I don't know if it's from Dmitry or from Patrick. So if you can just decrease a little bit the volume on your computer.
Sure.
Okay, great, thank you. So as many of you may already know, Switzerland, it's a quite small country. We have almost 9 million inhabitants located right in the center of Europe. Very convenient in terms of traveling because it's surrounded by Austria, Germany, Italy, Liechtenstein, and France. So you can easily travel around. You can take train. You can take. There are many low-cost flights that leave from Geneva, which is around 2 hours and a half far away from campus by train. As you also may know, or not, but well, I let you know now, the campus is located right in the Swiss Alps. One of the main highlights of Switzerland is the beautiful nature that we have here. I guess that Dmitry and Patrick will agree with me. I know that they like especially winter sports. So if you like skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, the campus it's literally 15 minutes far away from the ski slopes, and there are many hiking trails around here. So it's the perfect place for outdoor lovers. And also, well, in spite of being such a small country, it's quite interesting the fact that there are many international organizations that have the headquarters here in Switzerland, such as the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, the Red Cross, and as well as other private companies such as Nestle, Rolex. There is also a very big, very important watch production here. And two of the main things that you will try here probably will be the cheese and the chocolate, although it sounds very cliche. And also regarding the languages, there are 4 official languages spoken here. The main one is German, then comes French. So the campus is located on the French region of Switzerland. We also have Italian, and a really small part, like around 2% of the population speaks a kind of dialect that it's called Romansh, if I'm not wrong pronouncing it. And I wanted to ask Dmitry or Patrick, how do you find your way around the campus? Was it easy for you to adapt to a new country? I mean, you both are coming from relatively close countries. Perhaps for someone that comes from Asia or from, I don't know, Australia or farther away, maybe it's slightly different. But how were your first days here in Switzerland?
I think it wasn't very difficult to find the campus at the first place. First of all, Les Roches was meeting us at the airport, and second of all, it's really an easy way from Geneva airport by train and then up to the mountains. As well, finding your way around Switzerland is easy because almost everyone speaks English, so you can always ask a question, and the transport system is relatively easy.
And what about you, Patrick?
Yeah, so the campus itself, it's quite unusual insofar that it's relatively compact. So finding your way around campus is so easy. It's everything is within walking distance. As Dmitry said, the train system and everything is absolutely superb. I myself drive from Ireland, so I have used the train system, but at this coming semester I'll be driving over. But it's so convenient and easy, and everybody does speak some level of English, and everyone is so friendly. So if you have any questions or anyone, or if you don't know where you're going, which is highly unlikely because it's so easy to get around, it's they're more than happy to answer them. So it's a great country.
And may I ask you, what's your favorite Swiss food, if there's any? Yes, what will you recommend?
Dmitry, do you want to answer that first?
Dmitry, probably you have muted yourself.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. What was the what?
Do you have any Swiss food or that you especially like?
Yeah, I really love cheese. I used to like it before, and after coming to Switzerland, I'm absolutely in love with it. I eat it in all the forms, and in Switzerland, thank God, there are a lot of different types of cheese.
And you, Patrick?
Yeah, I'd agree. I love the cheese is something else. Fondue is absolutely superb. I'm a big chocolate lover, so it's the chocolate here is just in Switzerland is just it's superb. It would rival any chocolate maker in the world, and it's you'll quickly become addicted to it.
Well, all with limitation, no? Not excess, I would say. Okay, so now we are going to talk about life on campus. For those of you who haven't visited the campus yet, you have here an aerial view of how the campus looks like. The campus is located in a village that it's called Blush, which is at around almost 1,700 more or less meters of altitude in the mountain, and it's between the main villages of Xia, which is down below the valley, and up above the campus you have the famous ski resort of Cramontana. And mostly of the buildings that you can see here in the picture belong to the school. So actually the school is the main business of the village of Blues. And anyway, there are a few private houses also here, but you will see that, yeah, mainly the whole village is taken by the university, in fact. And I don't know if any of you, maybe Patrick, can explain a little bit on what the different buildings here in the picture are, what are the accommodation and some of the services that students can find on campus.
Sure. So I suppose I'll just go through them 1 to 14. Number 1 is the main campus. So we call it main building. In the main building, we have all of the classrooms, the main dining hall, which is called Marketplace. We have it's mainly the classrooms. There's quite a lot of classrooms. I don't know how many exactly, but there's a good few. And there's also some accommodation in the main building. Then to go on to number 2, Petit Roche. Petit Roche is where we do our housekeeping training and front office training. So it's kind of like it's almost like a mini hotel in itself. It's quite an interesting little building. Number 3, Residence Saint Francois. It's a boys or men's accommodation. In Saint Francois, there's also the gym, which is very good. And then number 4 is Residence Le Taco. So up on top of Taco, we have up on the top floors there are accommodation, and then on the bottom floor there's a bar, which is the student bar. That's kind of the social hub of Les Roches. And then we also have Restaurant Le Taco. So with Restaurant Le Taco, it's quite interesting. My parents are always quite jealous that when they hear that I'm going to Le Taco, because Le Taco is where we have our fine dining restaurant, and students can go in there and eat lunch and dinner. You have to do it by reservation, but it's included in your fees, so in your full board or half board. So you can go in there and it's all paid for, so you're getting really, really good food for in essence for free. So my parents are always very jealous, and I've brought them there many times. Outsiders or non-students can go and eat there, but they have to pay. And then moving on to residents, PT Fleury or PF A, B, and C, they're also student accommodation. Likewise, Peter's Farm, they're up the back, so they're the much bigger buildings. They're relatively new. Then Les Cheminots is another accommodation building, and that's kind of up the back beside Peter's Farm. And Rakai is down in front of the main building, and that's also accommodation. Café du Village, or what we call it CDV, is another kind of bistro restaurant that we have, and there is accommodation on top of that as well, and that's located beside the number 14 to Funi. I'll speak about that later. Hotel Petit Paradis, that is owned by a bunch of locals that are very welcoming to us. It's like it's a restaurant, and also has accommodation upstairs. So that's also kind of a social hub. If you want to go for a dinner or something, you can go just kind of off campus. So it's quite nice there. Go for a dinner or a beer just to relax. They moved the soccer field, so that's obviously, as the name suggests, it's where football, rugby happens. It's a great pitch. They resurfaced it not that long ago, so the grass has really strengthened, and it's a really good facility we have. The basketball court is very good. It's a really good surface, and it's basketball that's become very popular in Les Roches. The chapel is quite a small chapel, but it's quite nice. It's very Swiss, very unique. It's quite small, but it's a lovely place to go there if you're religious, to go in just to have a bit of reflection and to kind of just take a step back from everything. And then the funicular is like a train that goes up the side of the mountain. It goes from the base down in the valley floor, which is Sierre, and then it goes all the way up to Cran Montana. And I'm sure many of you will be using the Funi, as we call it, to get on campus. So that's kind of a quick go through of everything on campus. It's very easy to get around, and everything is kind of very conveniently located. So it's a very good campus, and I'm sure if you have any questions, anybody will be happy to answer them for you.
So thank you very much, Patrick, for this little virtual tour. So guys, yeah, again, if you have any question about the campus, please let us know. As you can see, everything is close by, so it's walking distance from any accommodation that you have. You can walk to the main building. And as Patrick just said, you have the funicular, that is the public transportation here, if you want to go to the villages around. And we are gonna talk about the campus lifestyle, so about the balance between the academic life, the campus life, and the sports and other extracurricular activities. So maybe, yeah, Dmitry, if you want to tell us a little bit how is the balance, and especially what students will expect not during your first weeks, what kind more or less of schedules you may have, and on duties you may be starting straight away.
Yeah, so to begin with academic life, at the first weeks of BBA program, we usually have practical lessons. People are switching 3 weeks for practical lessons and then 3 weeks of academic lessons. So all of the students coming for BBA program are going to have their uniform for kitchen, for service. and for stewarding, and they're going to start with practical courses. And we have a lot of lessons per week, usually, and a lot of time takes the practical courses, but still we have a lot of time to rest as well. In Crans-Montana, there are quite a few restaurants and clubs and bars where we usually can go out in the evenings and on the weekends just for a drink, just to rest a bit. And as well on campus, we have a lot of different events, such as Cultural Night, which is every semester event where every country can present their own culture, their own food, their own performance. And other ones, famous ones like a Funky Fair, where it's a skiing competition, and as well just a lot of different parties on the campus. As well, we have different activities such as Student Social Community. It's a special organization that organizes different events. We have Wine Club, we have different sport teams, we have Green Club, and many, many other activities which you can attend in school.
Well, I'm seeing the Tumbling Liam. It's asking whether do you create your own class schedules or whether they are fixed.
You don't create your own schedule. You're being put into one of the groups, and you have the schedule according to this group. And it's a really complicated schedule. It's going to take you. It took me at least 2 hours to understand, especially on BBA1 when you have all the practical lessons and academic lessons. But the lessons are usually balanced. Usually, entire semester starts. You start around 8 and you finish around the same time with all the other lessons, with all the other classes. So it's not very different.
And well, the same applies also for postgraduate and for MBA. Yeah. Your schedules are given, and if I'm not wrong, for the MBA, it changes from week to week, so you may not know your entire schedule for the whole semester. This is mainly because there are company visits and there are guest lecturers that come on campus to take part of your class experience. And yeah, it cannot be all planned right before the start of the semester, so you may have different changes depending on the week. And also, well, I think, yeah, that's all. We also, well, one club that was created this semester, I don't know if you, Dmitry, mentioned it, it's Les Roches Gives Back, our charity, it's kind of a charity association, it's a student run, that organize also different activities. Some of them have been mentioned by Dmitry, to raise money either to help in different for different situations in need, like the earthquake in the Philippines, for example, or yeah, depending on what's the current situation, and also to fundraise money for those students who need scholarships to study hospitality-related studies in their countries. So that's yeah, a really nice initiative that I think it's worth mentioning too, that you can all take part if you are interested in. And also, Patrick, what about yeah, sport clubs or yeah, any extra sport, more sport or outdoor activities?
So if first of all, I suppose it's very worth mentioning that if you haven't taken part in a sport and you want to get involved in it, it's best to get involved right from the start. So we have so many different sports clubs, probably won't get to them all. But if I'm not mistaken, last semester we had a Freshers Week or Freshers Day, so they did kind of an explanation of the different sports that we have, and they have people at different locations around the main building, and they were kind of explaining what we have, and if you wanted to sign up to them and that sort of thing. So I suppose the main sports that we have is football or soccer, and we've rugby as well, we've basketball, and we've a really good fitness centre. They're always making improvements to that, and it's improving every semester. I've been back there, something new, something different, which is great. There, of course, we're in the mountains, so there's going to be hiking. During the winter, there's skiing, snowboarding. It's only, as Carolina said, that it's only 10 or 15 minutes away, so it's so convenient. There's very few universities that can say that they have the ski slopes only 10 minutes or 15 minutes away. We've also got we organise other events outside of the school, then in the local gym, and that they can be Pilates, yoga, anything that's really in demand that it can be done. And we have a huge range of sports. There's also an equestrian club. I could be here all day listening them. But the best thing to do is when there is that day of all the sports clubs in the main building, to go around and see which ones you're interested in, and if there's one that in particular that you've never done before, go head out and try it. Because you won't know until you try it. So it's we've a huge range of sports.
It's never too late. And going back to the map before, yes, I have Uyen Le that has asked, may I ask how long does it take to go from Peter's Farm to the main building? So Peter's Farm is the
ones on top.
Up the back.
Yeah. Number 4. Number 6.
Number 6. Yes,
takes what, 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how fast you walk.
Yeah. It's no more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's very close. Of course, it's going to take you a little bit longer walking uphill, but walking downhill, 6 to 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, William. So there you go, your reply. And 2G is asking, how do we go about our first semester? I don't really understand this question. How do we go about? If you can be more specific, Sujit, on what exactly you want to know, we will be happy to reply to it. So feel free to reformulate your question and submit it again. And I see other questions posted there, but I'm not replying to them yet because we are going to talk about all these things in a few minutes. So I keep them on hold. So dress code, that's a quite interesting topic to talk about because I know many of you have been asking about it. So as you might already be aware, since it was part of your acceptance packets, all this information is already there. But just as a reminder, the school has a business dress code that runs from Monday to Friday from 6:30 in the morning to 6:30 in the afternoon. And so what is the dress code about? No? Basically, we are a hospitality school. We are a service-oriented university, and we want that our students get used as soon as possible now to groom themselves, to know how to present themselves. So this is one of the reasons why we require students to follow this specific dress code during the week. It's not a uniform, you can still wear your clothes, but you have to be sure to stick to these rules. So basically, all of you are requested to wear a business suit and with black or dark brown police shoes. For boys, you will have to wear a tie, always darker color than the shirt. So normally the shirts will be white or pastel color. And white or pastel color shirt also for girls. In terms of pieces of jewelry, girls are allowed up to 5 pieces of jewelry, counting the earrings, necklace, watch, a ring, and a bracelet. And for men, it's up to 3, considering the cufflinks, watch, and a ring. Also, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything related to the rules, something. Patrick,
yeah, I think it was mentioning that the girls should wear the blazers as well through all the time. It's not only a blouse, it have to be a blazer. And that the girls shouldn't have their skirt lower or higher than 1 credit card from the knee. And nothing else I can think about.
Well, the shoes for the girls, that's also another thing. The length for the heels, the recommended length, it's around 4 to 5 centimeters. I will advise you not to wear higher heels because as you've seen, the campus, everything is walking distance. But anyway, you will be walking during the day. So by the end of the day, if you wear not really comfortable heels, your feet will suffer. And also, well, ballerinas are not allowed, so it has to be yeah, high heel shoes. It can be really small heels, but well, elegant and matching your suit. And it has to be a full suit. For men, for women, it's the same rule, but you cannot just wear a blazer and a random pair of trousers. It has to be a full suit. And also, Patrick, I don't know if you can really go more in deep into why it's so important to wear the business dress code. Was it really a hassle to get used to it, or you felt that it helped you actually then for your internships or for the start of your career to be already used to that kind of business attire?
Yeah, so I hadn't worn suits in high school. I just wore pretty much normal casual clothes. So it was a bit of a different scenario for me having to go out and buy suits and ties and everything. But you get used to it so quickly. I'd actually say after a while and I'm sure Dmitry will agree, after a while you kind of, when you don't have a suit on, you feel a bit violent of wearing a suit. It becomes second nature. And it's when you go out into the workplace, when you go out on your internships or when you graduate, people do wear suits and they do wear business attire. So by having a suit on before you even go into the workplace, it just feels second nature and it feels normal, and it looks great. You want to look your best, and you want to look $1 million. So having a suit on certainly makes you feel special. We're unique insofar as the other universities, other colleges don't wear suits. But you look and feel great with a suit on, and everybody will have no problem adapting to it and settling into wearing a suit every day.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick. I'm seeing a few questions related to the dress code posted here. So Alexandra is asking, are ballerina flats allowed? So ballerina flats are not part of the dress code, as I have said. You can wear kind of ballerinas, but with one or two fingers of height for the heels, as it's stated in the business dress code rules. Also, Tiffany is asking, hello, is the CBL shoes different to the business black police shoes? Yeah, well, we haven't talked about the uniforms yet, but in fact, as you can see in the picture, and in the explanation, kitchen and service uniforms are all provided by the school, so you don't have to worry about it. And for the kitchen, you will be given a special pair of shoes that you will only wear inside the kitchen for hygienical reasons. And also for the first weeks, for those of you who will be doing service, you have to make sure to bring a pair of black trousers or a black skirt and white shirts. Am I correct, Patrick, Dmitry?
The shirt for boys you're being given, you just need, I think you're even given the trousers.
But I think it takes a few days from
for the first weeks.
You will
for the first
receive
few days.
Yeah, it's just for the very first days, while we take the time to take your measures and make the order to
But this is basically the business suit that you're going to wear for the first weeks.
So yes, make sure that within your business suit you bring a black trousers and a white shirt. That's it, and you will be using it just for the very first days. But then you will be provided a proper service uniform. And Julie is asking, do we have to wear the dress code on the first day? Well, not for the arrival on campus. You can just wear casual. We don't expect you guys to travel all the way from the other corner of the world. Some of you dress in a business suit in the airplane. So no, for the arrival and the first day, the check-in, you can just dress casual. You don't need to wear the suit. Tumbling is asking how many sets of practical uniform will be given. This I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can reply to it.
For boys, we'll be given 3 shirts, 1 trousers, and 1 or 2 jackets. And then for girls,
I guess it
don't know.
might be the same for boys and girls, the same number of items. Yeah. Okay, what else? Alexandra. What if you want to go to the gym before 9 a.m.? Are we allowed to work out gear? Well, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, the business attire, it's within the campus, like the main campus building and the classrooms and the restaurants. But to go from one accommodation to another, from your accommodation to the gym or to any sports activities, of course, you can wear workout gear or dress casual. No, but this applies mainly for the main building.
As we'll have some buildings we're allowed to go casual for lunch, for example, to CDV and PFA, and as well in Taco, both in Taco Lounge and restaurant, you can go smart casual, not official suit.
Yeah. So if you are not having class on a particular day, you don't need to wear the business the business
But
suit.
if you go to the main building, you would have to wear a business suit anyway, even if you don't have a class.
Yeah. And Sven is asking, are bow ties allowed? I believe so. No, I've seen some students wearing bow ties.
I've seen some students, but I don't know if it's allowed.
Okay, so then if you feel like wearing a bow tie, you can put it in your suitcase. It doesn't take that much of room in your luggage, and then you can confirm it when you arrive on campus. I don't know. I've seen a few students, but I don't know if it's allowed any longer. And how many pairs of suits do we need to carry? Okay, this Sujit, we will go through the packing list in a few minutes, and we will reply to it. Tiffany is asking, are there any girls' basketball teams? Is it possible to join the school's basketball team?
As I know, recently they've started a new team. Besides, we have mixed basketball team, girls' basketball team, and men's basketball team.
Okay.
So and it depends on how many people will be there. If there are enough people for a separate team for girls, it can be organized. If not, it's going to be just a mixed team.
And Aya is asking, can girls wear ties? That's not part of the dress code for girls. And I don't know, I haven't seen any girl on campus with a tie. Have you?
Yeah, I saw some girls on the campus, but it's not part of the uniform, so it's not going to be. It's not prohibited, I think, but it's not part of the official uniform.
Same as for the bow tie. If you feel like bringing a tie with you, because you like wearing ties, bring it. I believe it will be okay. But, when you are here, you can just confirm that. Okay. Well, during winter, can we come with boots on in the main building and change there, for example? Yes, you can. You have lockers on the main building where you can leave your bags, your backpacks, if you're carrying a backpack, your shoes, because obviously in winter it will be snowing, so we don't expect you to walk on high heels into the snow. So yeah, something you can do. Brittany, can the shirts be patterned as long as they are pastel colored? Yeah, if it's something discreet, it can be patterned. It's not a problem. Are women allowed to wear lace-up shoes or loafers rather than heel court shoes? That's again another question. Like that's not mentioned on the dress code on the rules. So girls are expected to wear heel court shoes, and that's part of the business dress code. So yeah, you should stick to that. Many questions here. What restaurants can we access to if we have chosen the full board meal plan?
full board is all of them.
Yeah.
And half board is all of them as well, but half board doesn't include dinner. That's the only difference.
So you all have access to all the restaurants on campus, either just for lunch if it's half board, or for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. Well, yeah. What else? Oh, this was about, well, sports. Well, anyway, we can reply to it now. Julie is asking how much does a season pass for skiing cost? I know there is a special reduction for students, but I don't know about the price. Does any of you know?
Last year the seasonal pass, if you buy it before the end of November, was 350 francs. After, in December, it was already 500 francs. But with the B permit from Valais, we're getting discounts, so it's not that bad if you're skiing a lot.
Yeah, that then it all depends on how often you plan on going skiing. If it's just once a week, maybe it's not worth it. But if you are planning to go more often, yeah, that's definitely a good deal. Okay, so I think these were all the questions so far about the dress code. We are gonna continue. Well, this is just like a funny note for those of you who might be a bit aware of or afraid that you won't get used to our business dress code. As you can see, at some point, sometime very soon, you will get so used to wear your business dress code that you could even go to sleep in one. If you haven't done it yet, I recommend you to go and look for this article on Les Roches blog. It's called 22 Signs You Are a Les Roches Student. The number 7 is this sign about the business dress code. But very soon you will relate to all the 22 signs. So I think it's a quite nice way to see what to expect. And all these signs were written by Les Roches students themselves. And I know Dmitry and Patrick, probably you identify yourself with all of them as well by this time. Okay, and now, well, just before finalizing with the business dress code, outside the class hours, so after 6:30 in the afternoon and during weekends, you're allowed to wear smart dress code. Dmitry, can you explain what the smart dress code is about?
Yes, basically, to explain it in 2 words, it's no t-shirts, no jeans, no sportwears. You're supposed to wear nice shoes, nice trousers, and maybe a polo or a shirt. And yeah.
And there are a few things that are not allowed, not even during the smart casual hours or outside the classroom. So not tattoos or visible tattoos. I know some of you may have a tattoo. We don't expect you all to remove your tattoos, but make sure that you cover them with your clothes. Also torn jeans or t-shirts with rude or sexist or discriminated connotations, piercings, bright hair colors, and yeah, that's it. So here we have a whole packing list to try to make your life a bit easier when you start packing your suitcases for arriving on campus. As a tip, we used to say pack for 1 week. So think of what you will need to survive for 1 week and pack that. Then here you will have the laundry service. You will be able to wash and reuse your clothes. And also bear in mind that if there are some things that you don't have yet or that you don't know that whether you will need or not, we have also shops nearby. So in case you need something, you can also buy it here. So this is a list that we have done together with the students based on their suggestions on what they really needed when they came here. So as you can see on the column on things to bring, sportswear and shoes for, well, you have already seen all the sports activities that you can practice on campus. Towels, you will need towels for the bathroom, and as well as if you want to bring a towel for the swimming pool in case you want to swim. Personal toiletries, Swiss currency, so Swiss francs. This is mainly for your arrival. It's always good to have some cash in case you want to buy some snacks at the airport, or you want to go around the campus on their first days to eat outside or to have a drink, or yeah, to buy any small item that you might need. Warm clothes, so when you arrive it will be summer. The weather so far it's quite nice. This week actually we are having 26, 27 degrees on campus, so real summer weather. It's taken a while for the summer to arrive this year, but finally it's yeah, we are enjoying it to the full. But then as autumn starts, temperatures will go down, and you can expect also some snow by the end of the semester before Christmas. So make sure to bring some warm winter clothes. As for photos, you will need, I think, two pictures. Am I correct?
Yep.
The student card and for something else, I don't remember, but well, yeah,
permit.
2 passport photos.
For B permit, yeah.
Yes, the B permit. Personal medications, if any. Hair dryer, 3 business suits. That's what we recommend. With 3 business suits, you should have enough for the week, and then we have a dry cleaning service, so you will be able to give your suit for the cleaning service. 7 shirts, so you make sure to always have exchange of shirts. For boys, saving kit or electric razor. Adapters, you can buy the adapters here, but at least if you bring one with you for the first days, that will be easier, so you can easily plug your computer, charge the battery of your phone, your hair dryer, whatever electronic device that you bring with you. And unlock phone, so if you are not planning to buy a phone here in Switzerland, make sure that the phone you bring with you is unlocked, so you are able to use any SIM card. A lock, so there are lockers in the school. You can bring your own lock or buy it here, but if you bring it with you, that's something you already have. Basic stationery, well, all the books are provided by the school, but if you want to bring yes, a notebook with you, some pen or pencils for the first days, you can. And also a tip that Patrick gave was to bring your smartphone or your laptop, so in case you want to stay connected with your family, just call back home when you land here. It's obviously, well, it can be a tablet or some smartphone or electrical device that you can connect to the internet and easily communicate with, especially with your family. Regarding the laptop, you know, you also have the option to buy it on school. You have to pre-order it if you haven't done it yet. Or you can bring your personal one. This is why we put the asterisk, because this is not something compulsory, but it's something, yeah, that we advise to bring. And what you don't absolutely need are the bed linen and pillows, because these you already will have in your room. The iron and ironing board. In all the corridors, there are iron and ironing boards in the laundry, well, the ironing rooms. Hangers. Someone was asking about hangers, tumbling. Lian, yeah, so hangers and irons are provided in the dorms, as you can see. Cooking utensils, you won't need cooking utensils. You will mostly of the time be eating in all the campus outlets, and in some buildings you also have a small kitchen. And the course books, as we say, they are provided by the school. I don't know if I'm forgetting something. I think that's pretty complete, right, guys?
Yeah, I just want to stress out the towels, because I arrived without a towel and it was a nightmare for me on the first day to find a towel. So like, bring a towel.
Yeah.
That's important.
We have Legos towels in the kiosk, so in case you forget,
now we have a kiosk.
you can get a Legos towel. You can buy it here. Yeah, it's better if you bring at least one with you, so you're ready. Okay, a few more questions here. Sven is asking, it says 7 shirts. Does that mean dress shirts? Yeah. So this means the shirts that you will use with your suit. What size for the passport photos? So normally it's a standard size. If you go to take a photo in any of these photo booths or in a photographer's studio, they will give you standard passport size for your photo. Is the space in the room to store the suitcase? How much money does one spend in a month? Okay, for the money, we will reply to it right now. We have a slide about it. And for the space, I believe you have storage rooms, right?
Yeah.
For the suitcases.
As soon as you empty your suitcase, you can give it to your housekeeper in the building, and they're going to store it in the storeroom.
Mm-hmm. Luis is asking, if we bring euros, is it needed to change to Swiss francs? Yes. So the official currency here in Switzerland are Swiss francs, and euros are not accepted in mostly of the places. So make sure to bring Swiss francs with you, not euros.
Yeah, but in Switzerland, almost everywhere you can pay with your card as well, so you don't need that much cash actually.
Yeah, well,
just something to have in your hand.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to have some pocket money aside from your card. Yeah. Do we need to carry waistcoat along? I think that's really up to you, no?
It's not that in summer it's usually really hot, especially in Bruges when you go up from here. It's really hot there with the sun. We have pool parties and everything. I don't think you need to carry a waistcoat, but it depends on you, of course.
Yeah, it's and then again the temperatures can be very changeable. So today we have 28 Celsius degrees, but maybe next week it goes down to 14. So it's always good to have one in your room, like with your clothes, but then to carry it around, it will depend on the weather every day. So.
Yeah.
It's asking, do girls have to wear skirts or can they wear pants? No, you can wear a skirt, you can wear pants, trousers, or you can even wear a dress, as long as it matches the blazer of the suit.
But for practical, the girls have to wear skirts for service.
Thank you. Feng Li, it's asking, can I know the passport photo background have to be white?
White.
Well, I know here in Europe it's always white. I haven't seen any blue background, so yeah, if you can bring it with a white background to make sure it will be accepted by the authorities. Michael Chan is asking, I would like to know that do we have lockers inside our accommodations? Well, there is a safe in every room, if I'm not wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any valuable items with you, I don't know, morning cards or jewelry or something you want to lock, you can use the safe in your room.
There's actually a safe for every person. So if there are 2 people, you have 2 safes in your room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tanglin, is nail polish restricted? You can use nail polish as long as the colors are not really bright. So it can be transparent, it can be nude color or light pink, but not something really flashy, not yellow or blue. Or so yeah, it's allowed by as long as it's discreet. Is a cartilage piercing all right? Aya is saying, no piercings, as far as I know.
No visible piercings, yeah.
No visible piercings, yeah. So, yeah, Aya, you can wear earrings as I do, but not piercings. Ear piercing allowed, Tiffany is asking, yeah, like this, it's okay. 1 earring per ear, it's okay, but not more than that. Eashan is asking, will funds be provided if needed? I don't think it's good. Sorry, Dmitry?
Will what be provided?
Funds, I guess, in case it gets more. Yeah.
No, they're not there, but you're able to buy them in the local supermarket if it gets really warm. Generally, the rooms are quite cool, so.
With open windows usually.
Humid, so
you have a quite good ventilation. Actually, I'm now in a student room because this week We are on campus celebrating the IB World Student Conference, and I can show you. I can just turn the camera. So this is just an example of the windows that you have in the room. I don't know if you can see really well, but all these windows, Dmitry and Patrick, this is bringing you some memories.
I know those rooms.
So you have big windows in all the rooms. You can ventilate them, and normally the weather here, it's warm, but it doesn't get as hot as that you will need a fan. But in case you need, you can buy it yourself, and we have air conditioning in the buildings as well, in the main buildings and in the auditoriums, so we can turn it on. Aya is asking, is the smart dress code only for the main buildings and restaurants? No, the smart dress code is for all the campus area, right?
Yeah, but still, if you're going for sport activities, or you're going somewhere else, you don't have to go in a smart dress code.
Yeah, so
it's always conditional.
Or if you, I don't know, want a trip somewhere else, you can just leave the campus dress, as you want.
Yeah.
Sven Hendrik is asking, when is the cultural night? Normally for summer semester is at the end of October, right?
It's always different. It depends on many factors, yeah, but it's going to be somewhere in October.
Yeah, somewhere, yeah. Uyen Lee, how many rings are okay enough, and how many jewelry in total I can wear? As I have said, for women, it's allowed up to 5 pieces of jewelry, and for men, up to 3. So normally it's 1 ring if you count, earrings and watch and bracelet for women, and for men it's also it's 1 ring. Ramina, as far as I know, Valle is a French Italian canton. How hard is to communicate with people outside the university? I think we have briefly talked about it before, but if any of you want to reply to it.
Yeah, Valle is not Italian, it's French and German canton, and Sierre, the city which is down from Blush, is basically in the middle. So half of the city speaks French, half of the city speaks German. It's really entertaining, actually. But it's not very difficult to communicate because you're going to learn some French as you go. It's very easy when you're in this atmosphere, in this area, and then almost everybody speaks English. And the school is providing very many things, such as help with bank, with, I don't know, traveling passes and all the rest, so you will never have a problem with language.
Rio Isabel, apparently she has connected a bit later. This is latecomer. Welcome, Rio. During our first 14 days, it says that we have to go to the migration offices to register our arrival. Do we go there with school officials' assistance or by ourselves? Thank you.
The school is going to organize the buses. They're going to collect all the information, the check-in, and organize the buses, and you're not going to miss it. They're stressing it out a lot. They're going to send you emails and everything. You just have to make sure that you don't forget about what they tell you when you have to go.
Tiffany is asking, are there guest dorms for friends or family who want to visit? No, and they are not allowed to stay in the student accommodation. However, as we have seen in the map before, right in Blush, there is a small, we call it auberge, it's like bed and breakfast, that it's called Petit Paradis. It's very convenient for guests to stay. And if not, in Crans-Montana, there are plenty of hotels as well. And for some of them, you have it in your acceptance packets. There is a small guide where you can see some of the hotels where we have a preferred rate for Les Roches students. So if you want to book in any of them, you call, you mention that you are a Les Roches student, even if you are not going to stay, but your family is going to stay there, and they will offer you a special rate. But they are not allowed to sleep with you in the room. Tiffany, she says, my Swiss visa is only permitted to 1 entry. Is there any way to make it into multiple entries. I'm not
Yeah,
very
as soon as you
familiar.
arrive,
You that come from Russia are more familiar
yeah.
with it.
As soon as you reference this visa, the school is going to collect your data, and within these 2 weeks, you're going to go to Swiss immigration, and you're going to get a B permit card or pass if you're European, and you can enter and live with this visa with B permit card as much as you want. This is just for you to enter and to apply for your B permit, the visa that you have.
Thank you. Even what document? Okay, should I take to Lagos? Well, we can reply to this. We were going to talk about registration, but in terms of documents, I believe, if I'm not wrong, please guys correct me, that it's just the 2 passport photos. Normally, you will have submitted everything already with your application. If there are any missing documents, you should know before your arrival. Your education counselor should tell you what else it's missing from you, and you should bring that with you. But as far as I know, there are not specific documents required for this.
You need your passport for sure.
Yeah, but this
All
you
the
will
rest
need it
is
anyway for the flight. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And maybe just worth mentioning is that if you want to get other things like, for example, the trains in Switzerland offer various different discounts for students. So, okay, you need 2 passport photos for the visa. But if you want to get other things, it might be an idea just to get a few extra, just to have them. We do have a booth that you can do passport photos in the main building. But if you want to get them beforehand, just have them. It would be advised.
Yeah, it's always handy to have a few extra ones. And Ingrid is asking, I heard that every non-Swiss student has to have a foreigner ID card. Is that true? Well, this is the B permit we were just talking about. So the moment you arrive, the school will help you with all the process of applying for the B permit. And this is the ID card you're talking about. And Julie is asking about the trip. Okay, we will talk, Julie, now about the airport and the train station and everything. Just hold on for a few minutes. And then regarding the campus services, as we already mentioned, in the campus you can buy a key card, you can recharge it at the reception, and you can use the laundry machines on campus as well as the iron and ironing boards. In case you don't have time to do your laundry or you prefer to have it done, there is a fee you will have to pay, but you can also hand it over to our housekeepers for cleaning. And you will have to make sure to buy your own detergent, the soap for the washing machines. And also, well, regarding the laptop, we already mentioned that you can either bring your personal laptop or purchase it through the school. The technical support that we have on the school, it's available only for all those computers that are running a version of Windows. Please make sure that all the operating system and everything and the software is installed in English. So in case you need any technical support, our technicians are able to help you out. Obviously, they don't speak all the languages that you guys do. And this especially applies for BBA1 students and PGDS students, because there will be some softwares that you will need for some of the courses that are only compatible with Windows. If you are studying any other semester and you don't have Windows, it's okay. But for Apple Mac laptops, they are only accepted if they have, again, the English system and the Microsoft Office for Mac. So these are the requirements you have to keep in mind. And anyway, if you have any question about the laptop, then you hesitate whether you meet the requirements or not before arriving on campus, here you have the email address, it's helpdesk@legos.edu. So please feel free to send them directly an email rather than emailing us through Facebook or sending us an email. It's better to contact them directly since they are the experts on IT, and there are things that might slightly change from semester to semester. And Brittany is asking, are there dry cleaning services near the school? Yeah, sorry, this is something I forgot to mention. So basically, you can also hand over your suits at the reception for dry cleaning. And this is well, this is not free of charge. I don't remember exactly how much it is for each item. I don't know if guys. It's not
I think
expensive.
it's 10 francs per piece. So for a suit, it's going to be 20 francs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the shirts are it's
The
10
shirts, the shirts are cheaper, but I don't remember. But the shirts go to laundry, so the laundry is cheaper. Because the dry cleaning, the school is sending to a facility, and the laundry is in school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to go somewhere else for the dry cleaning. You have that service provided here on campus.
But there are still other options if you prefer in Crans-Montana, and here there are plenty of dry cleaning services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Ivan is asking, as I understand, laptop is important item for studying. Well, I will say it's essential. You will have to do many assignments on your computer. Some teachers will send you the slides directly by email. So
and now the school is trying to be paperless, so a lot of books are now e-books. So you're going to have to use them on your laptop or on your tablet.
Yeah.
So you just cannot survive without a laptop here.
So it's not important. It's more than that. It's essential, actually.
Yeah.
You all need a laptop with you.
You have to have it, yeah.
Yeah, it's asking, do we need to get an iPad? No, an iPad is not compulsory as long as you have a laptop. But if you have one and prefer to bring an iPad to class or for any other purposes, of course you can.
Yeah.
Then, when we should arrive to campus, can you tell me the date, please? I don't have all the dates on the top of my mind because it depends on the program and the semester you are starting in. You have to tell your acceptance letter, then there you have the official arrival day. And if you cannot find it, please send me a message, a private message on Facebook or an email, and I will check it out for you later. But I don't have the calendar with me right now. I know all the arrivals are between end of July, beginning of August, but yeah, again, I don't remember all the specific dates right now. Steve is asking, I have an Apple Mac with Microsoft Office. Any other particular softwares I need to install before I come? I believe that's all you need, right? Mm-hmm. As we mentioned, that should be okay. How much Swiss francs do I need to bring to open a bank account? Sen is asking. I don't know if there is a minimum amount, right?
No, you don't have to pay anything to open the account because you're opening like a school student account and it's free of charge.
Yeah, so you can bring as much or as less as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, the other questions are about transport that we'll talk about now. Cost of living, someone was asking about costs of living before. So first of all, you have to keep in mind that for mostly of you, those who have full board and campus accommodation will have mostly everything covered. So you will just need some pocket money for the laundry car, for the dry cleaning, for public transportation, if you, of course, want to move around, or if you want to rent a car to go somewhere during the weekends by yourself, or to do some shopping. But basically, everything will be covered on campus. Then it will be different if you live off campus or have the half board. But approximately, we normally say that you should count on between 500, 800 Swiss francs of pocket money per month. That should be more than enough, but it's still, that really depends on your lifestyle. So if you are a shopping addict, a party person, a travel wanderlust, and want to go everywhere every weekend, that might not be enough. But I think you can just try for the first month, bring some pocket money with you, or your credit or debit card, see how it goes, and then depending on your needs, you will see how much unit per month. Yeah, and as we say, this is an estimate. Arrival and check-in. So this, please, I cannot stress enough how important the arrival form is. So if you haven't done it yet, please go to the website, the section for accepted students. You have a tab on the top left hand side of the website where you can find it. And under accepted students page in the pre-arrival information section, you will find the arrival confirmation form. It doesn't matter whether you are arriving on campus by car, by train, with your parents, whether you are taking a flight to Geneva. We really need to know what are your travel plans, so we are ready to welcome you either on campus, at the airport, or at the train station during the official arrival day. So please make sure to fill out the form as soon as possible, given that you are arriving on campus in a couple of weeks, and we are organizing all our teams to welcome you. And different ways to arrive on campus. So if you arrive by plane, Julie was asking, where at the airport do we meet? Like outside or still in the terminal? So when you arrive at the airport, oh, sorry, let's skip the slide. After picking up your luggage and getting out of the place where you pick up your luggage, you will see a Les Roches booth, a welcome booth, with some of the representatives of the school and perhaps some students that will have arrived already. So normally it's a quite big sign. I haven't been at the airport arrivals myself yet, but I think you cannot miss it, right?
Yeah. It's just in front of the door, and you would never miss it. You shouldn't leave the airport. It's just after you pick up your luggage, you leave the door, and it's there.
Mm-hmm. And Geneva Airport, it's an international airport, but still it's not very big. So it's not like you will get lost. So you will easily find it, and then they will welcome you, and they will explain you when the next bus to the campus will leave. And you may have to wait maybe for a little while there, but then you will come to the campus along with the other students arriving more or less at the same time. If you come by train, you can follow the instructions in your welcome packets to get to the train station. You will arrive in Sierre, that is the closest train station from the campus, and a bus will be waiting for you there when you arrive. Just again, you have to make sure to fill out the confirmation arrival form so we know that you're arriving by train and not by plane. And if you arrive by car, because you are driving your own car, or your family is driving you here, you have the campus address in all the information we have sent you on the website, Google Maps. It will be easy to find your way here. So Julie was asking, what's the closest train station? So it's we just mentioned it. If I arrive in Switzerland by train from Prague, is it advisable to go to the airport or directly to the school? Tomlin is asking.
I believe it's from Prague. You're going to arrive somewhere in Zurich.
Sorry?
If you come from Prague to Zurich, then I think maybe it's easier to go to Brig and then to Sierre, because otherwise you're going to have to go all the way to Geneva and back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just see on the application or online how to get to Sierre, how many changes you need to do, and I think it's very easy as well.
I'm gonna text you here this svb.ch Tamlin. It's the website for the public train. So there.
Maybe you can spell Sierre as well, because I would never understand how to spell Sierre when I hear it.
Yeah. I'm going to send it to everybody, and the train station is Sierra. Okay, I'm sending it to all of you. You can see it on the questions section.
Yeah.
Ramina is asking, is it possible to work on campus? I mean, are there any vacancies, and is it very challenging to study and to work? Thank you.
You should have applied in advance for that, and I think for further semesters you can do it. There are some positions, but actually on the first semesters, on BBA 1 and 2, the schedule is really tight, and with practical lessons, sometimes you're going to finish at 12, sometimes you're going to start at 5 a.m., so you never know when you can walk. So at the first semester, it's almost impossible, but later on, you can find some positions maybe in Crown Montana or on campus.
Yeah, and well, also I think it depends on your visa. I think with the student visa, you are allowed to work up to certain hours per month. And of course, your performance on your studies, it's very important, and you cannot miss the classes unless you have a justification. So give priority to the studies, and then if you see you have time for some extra work, there are also some events, many events in fact taking place here in Crown Montana. In the area we have golf tournaments, ski tournaments, some banquets for different events, and very often when they need extra stuff for banqueting or any other kind of service, they come to campus to ask for students, so that can be also a possibility to work some extra hours without a fixed schedule and to earn some money. And Ravi is asking, what are the timings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I think I know, but I let you reply.
Thank you. I think breakfast is from 7 till 8:30.
Yep.
And lunch in Marketplace, something like 11 to 1:30 or 11 to 1.
Yeah.
And then dinner 5:30 to 7. But it always depends on the outlet.
Yeah, because it's the CDB that it's open till later.
Yeah, in the evening after the official dinner, which you have included, you can as well come to CDB until 11 p.m. or until 12 p.m. and have as well a burger or a kebab or, I don't know, fries, chicken, something like this.
CDB, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of more fast food type of food that you can buy there, and it's open a few extra hours, and it's not included in the full board. So that's in case you want to grab a snack or have a late dinner, you still have the option to go there.
Yeah. So.
And Michael is asking, I would like to know whether that's campus. We are going to talk, in a couple of slides about the phones. But yeah, we will reply to your question. So the check-in. So here it's a bit of information about what you can expect during the check-in process and how it works. Patrick, maybe you can explain them what exactly will be the steps that they will follow when they step into the campus.
Sure. So when you come on campus, when you get off your bus or train or whatever it's going to be, there's going to be space in the actual lobby to just leave your bags and then to do the check-in process. So there's going to be a check-in desk immediately when you walk in, and they will direct you where to go. There's signposts everywhere. You're going to go to accounting. You're going to get a locker. You're going to go to academics. Where else are you going to go?
IT.
Academics, IT.
Student services.
Yeah, student services.
Security.
Security. So it's all signposted. There's signs everywhere, so it's quite easy to find a way around. And there's going to be loads of people around who will be there to help you. I will actually be helping with the check-in process. So if anybody has any questions, they can come up to me and I'll be more than happy to answer. And then they will lodging will be there, so they're going to give you the keys to your room, and they'll tell you where it is, and you'll probably be able to see it on a campus map if you don't know where it is. And then depending depending on, usually we get the books a couple of days after we check in, and practical uniforms, you're going to have to be measured for them, and they usually come a couple of weeks after. And then IT, you'll also go down to IT and they'll check that you have your laptop is in the correct configuration and various other things. So it's going to be a lot to do, but we give you a checklist and you can go through it. So it's quite easy to do. You're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed, but everybody is there to help you. I don't know, Dmitry, maybe do something to add that I've missed or something?
No, actually, you're going to have the checklist. You're going to go step by step. I don't think it's going to be very difficult, yeah.
And well, referring to the bank and the phones, Michael was asking whether they should attempt to get a local mobile number directly after arriving on campus, or instead of doing it on campus. During the first week, is it? How many days are these vendors on campus?
I think it's during the first 3 weeks, yeah, like 2 or 3, even 3 weeks, they're going to be there.
So there will be representatives of different local banks and as well as network companies here in Switzerland on campus to help you choose the best package for you, and to help you set up both your phone contract if you get a contract, or a pay-as-you-go card, as well as to open your bank account. And as Dmitry mentioned before, you will get a student bank account, so it will be free of charge, and you can open it with as much money as you want. So at this point, I think you shouldn't worry about it. I know it's a question that many students ask: what about the bank account? What about the phones? But you will find out right when you arrive on campus, and you will be able to choose between different providers. It's not well here. We have mentioned a few of the Swiss local banks like PostFinance, UBS, Credit Suisse. You don't have to stick to only one. There will be different options, and you will be able to evaluate by yourself what's the best option, the best alternative for you. I don't know if I'm forgetting something. To open the bank account, do you guys have to wait for your B permit, or?
No, actually, as soon as you have your student cards, as soon as you have your student number, you can already do it. They're doing, like, if you're doing it on campus, you can do it already, and then they're going to request the information directly from school. So they make it easier for us. So on the first day, you can already open bank account right on campus, get a SIM card right on campus, and even buy a pass for Swiss Railways if you wish as well on campus.
Okay, and it applies to all the banks and to all the networks?
I think on campus we usually have UBS and the Bara, and no, actually we have Swisscom, Orange, and Sunrise as well. For the banks, I think only UBS. All the rest you're going to have to go to Commotano just here.
Okay, yeah. So, well, you know that when you arrive, you will get all the information that you need.
Yeah.
And we are getting to the end of the presentation. I don't know if we have any question pending here. The phone. Ring Dash is asking, do I have to be 18 to open a bank account or buy a phone contract? Oh, good question. Do you guys know if that's? I will see, yeah. But I don't know if there is
I don't think you have to be 18. Because, and especially with when UBS, the bank, comes on campus, they know that some of the students aren't over 18, and they make allowances for that. So it isn't an issue. They will give you a bank account regardless. As with the phone contract, it will be the same. If they're on campus, they will assist you. Just as a general kind of, from a personal point of view, because you're going to be on internship, I would advise getting a pay-as-you-go phone, just because you're going to be away and you're not going to be using your phone in Switzerland, so you're still going to be paying for it. So if you get a contract So I just, from a personal point of view, I used a pay-as-you-go phone, so prepaid phone, and it works fine for me. There's various different contracts, various different service providers, so that's what I did. It's completely up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't 18 for the first 2 weeks of my Les Roches experience, so, and I got my bank account and phone. I just remembered that, so
And
it's
you
not a
didn't need any
problem.
authorization from your parents or something like this, right?
No, they didn't request anything from me. Like,
Okay.
I just opened it by myself because it's a student account, so it's like a bit special.
Okay, good to know. And Julie, it's asking, in order to buy all these things, phones and passes, do you have to have cash? Well, you can pay with credit card as well, all these services. So it's up to you, either cash
If you're
or.
buying on campus a new SIM card, you would have to pay cash. But then on campus we have an ATM machine where you can always take some money,
Mhm.
and like if you need for some spendings at the beginning as well.
And Hia is asking, will all these on-campus services be provided for the October intake as well?
Some of them,
So.
I think UBS and Libara are coming anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always limited. But then when you come in October, you can always as well go to Cromontano Sia, who is one of the students who is already there, and they can help you.
And if not, you can also go through student services.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm hesitating is because the October intake it's much smaller. In summer, we get almost 400, 500 students at the same time, if not more. And then in October, the group is much smaller. So I don't know if all the same providers that come in July on campus or in summer, they come during fall. But if it's not the case, you will definitely receive that information, if not directly through the provider, through student services. Rindas is asking, so can I buy a pay-as-you-go phone in the airport?
Yep. You can buy a Libaro Sunrise SIM card easily. I think they don't even require your passport. It's very easy.
Yeah. And Tamlin is asking, what cards does the school ATM accept? So it's UBS. Normally
No, it accepts any cards. Yeah.
Visa,
Any Visa,
MasterCard.
MasterCard, Maestro, debit, credit cards. Yeah.
So all the cards are widely accepted.
I don't know about Chinese cards and American Express because I never experienced it, but Visa and MasterCard they accept for sure.
Yeah.
The best idea is just to check with your own bank in your own country, just to make sure that your card is accepted abroad. I know for myself,
Yeah.
if I'm using my Irish bank card, I have to let my bank know that I'm going abroad, so they don't think that there's an issue.
And then block it.
So they don't block the card.
Okay,
so I just let them know.
Yeah, and there might be, I don't know, cheaper options in your bank for traveling. There are certain cards that are specific for traveling, that you get a special or a cheaper exchange rate, or that you are not charged commission for paying abroad. So thanks, Patrick. That's a very good advice to check with your local bank what's the best option when you travel and what kind of card you should bring with you. There are also some prepaid cards for traveling which work very, very well. I personally use them very much and more than credit cards. So yeah, it's always good to check with your bank to see what's the best alternative. And well, we are reaching the end of the presentation. So here, for those of you who are not connected to all our social media world yet, I really encourage you to do it, since it's the best way to stay connected to the school and really get daily updates on all what's related to the school's community, our alumni, our industry partners. So of course you have the Facebook group for new students, where you can meet your future classmates. Patrick is there, and Dmitry is there too, because he happens to be a student ambassador. So there are not only students that are part of the group, but we also have some staff members, some faculty, and a few students that can interact with you in case you have any questions. Also, you can follow our official social media channels on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And you can start sharing your pictures of your preparation for school if you want. So on Instagram, we feature with the hashtag LRB students. You just have to make sure that your Instagram profile is public, otherwise we won't be able to see them. So if you feel like starting sharing your experience, just use the hashtag, and you might be featured on the official page. And that's it so far. I don't know if you guys have any last question. We have gone through all the questions during the presentation, which yeah, there have been quite a lot. So I thank you to all the assistants for being so proactive and paying attention to all what we're saying. I guess it means that all the information is helpful. And if you don't have any question, we are going to finish the session here. Still, you can stay in touch with us through Facebook and send us a message at any point in time if you need before arriving on campus. And if not, anyway, we will see you all very soon here. And also, I want to thank Dmitry and Patrick for taking the time today. The webinar has been quite long because there were quite a lot of questions. Which is good, but I hope it's not taking too much of your afternoon. But really, thank you very much for sharing your tips. And well, we wish you all the best of luck. Nice end of your holidays.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you very much. See you guys. Well, I see some messages. Thank you. Yeah. You help us a lot. Well, great, Luis. Thank you for the feedback. So see you all very soon, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.